All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, dive into some TA. All right, guys, we are kicking off with an early video today. I don't think it's going to be doing any harm to put out this video earlier, just because of how things are set up right now. I want to put some stuff on your radar, and let's talk about it. All right, so we broke down from this 2-week long range. Broke down on that 554.87 to 557.32. That was the bottom of that range. That is now our supply zone that we're paying attention to. Now, if you push into that supply zone, guys, what does it also align with? Your daily 9 EMA, all right? So that is my short-term moving average that I look to, follow along with the trend there. I know I get my reactions there to go off of. And yeah, I'm expecting the same exact thing to happen if you come up here and test it, just like you had this reaction over here for these 3 days off of that, daily 9 EMA there. Well, now we're under it. If you come back and test it, you have confluence there. Expect sellers in between 554.87 and 557.32. Now we come down to the 15-minute time frame, guys. In yesterday's video, we did talk about how we still have a setup for a bounce. So that is, where my bias is going to be. What happened? We did break that downtrend on both SPY and QQ that we were talking about. Now on SPY, I said if we break above that downtrend, we probably are going to start pushing towards 554.87. Now, again, expect sellers if you start pushing up here. This is, a major spot in between 554.87 and 557.32. Do not expect price to just get above there. All right. If we get a daily close above 557.32, that's when I will start looking for, a run back to 565.16, the current all-time high. All right. Your resistance 553.79. And then we're just going to put some support on right there for you. All right. 553.79. Support is going to be 552.27 and 551.26. If you come all the way back down there, 549.51, then 548.88. Going over here to QQQ, and we have the same look over here on the daily time frame, guys. You broke underneath that daily 9 on this big fat -3% day over there, and I'm still gonna say things look weak. The fact that you did this and now we're back under there, I don't like that. All right, I think we're probably gonna dance around the 9 EMA just like we did right over here. All right, it could take a few days to get back above it. I just don't think we're gonna just slice back above it. I just don't normally see that happen. Regardless, guys, expect sellers up here. The key level that is going to align with is going to be 467.94. We're going to come down to the 15-minute time frame, and I am going to point out you had a very similar setup to SPY over there. You also had the inverse head and shoulders pattern that I pointed out yesterday. You broke above that neckline / downtrend and above 462.85, and you ran towards your next level at 465.11. In the end, guys, I think we are going to be pushing up here to 467.94. That just seems like a really key spot. If you look at this daily time frame and the hourly time frame, you can see it as well. All right, that is where we have a bunch of reactions. That is also going to align with that daily 9 EMA if we come up and test that today or tomorrow. So expect sellers there. All right, unless we could start getting a daily close above there and, again, reclaim the daily 9 EMA, your short-term moving average, expect sellers, expect some consolidation, expect a deeper pullback. We need confirmation that things are, fixing themselves. And right now, these charts still look weak. We have some, clear as day winners. 2 are on my radar, guys. We had 3 on our radar going into this week. And all 2 of them are, holy sweet baby Jesus. Let's just jump right over there, guys. So Tesla, guys, I'll hit this for you.
That was easy.
And I'll hit this for me.
That was easy.
Yes, dang right, it was easy. All right. Guys, Tesla absolutely exploded today. We got our breakout yesterday. We started, getting it testing this trend line at the beginning of the week. Start off the week on Tuesday, and then you get your breakout yesterday and increasing volume. And now we're up here at the golden pocket. So congratulations if you did make money off of Tesla. If you guys would like 50% off of the lifetime membership for our private group, the link is going to be down below, and you can use code Tesla. All right. If you are someone who, always sees these wild moves going on, and you always just, you're not in them when they're starting, or you don't know about them until they've already ran. Guys, I promise I will literally put them on your radar every single time before they happen. All right. I cover every single day, strictly every single day, all of the big boys, the FANG stocks, the chips, any setups that are going to be on those guys, the big boys that are going to be moving with the market, just like this guy. All right. It's going to be updated in the Discord. And on top of that, I definitely will list it as a trade idea or put it on the focus list. And then when it is actually breaking out and I am getting ready to trade it, I will alert my own trades on it. All right. So if you want to know about it before, you want to know about it during, and you want to know about it after, the link will be down below. You can use code Tesla, TSLA, for 50% off that lifetime membership. All right. But Tesla already has started exploding. I'll just jump ahead right now. Amazon. All right. We're going to talk about this a little later, but Amazon is, an identical setup, except it is, current state today. It is this day. All right. Which means we probably have a big ripperoonie right around the corner. We just got to be patient on it. It probably happens into next week. And yeah. All right. So let's just, resume with our updates over here on the indices. We pretty much went over what we had to on QQQ. Let's just go over support and resistance real quick. But again, just a reminder, 467.94. If you see that level tested, dang right, you're expecting sellers around that level. That is where we expect a reaction from. All right. Resistance is going to be 465.11, 467.94 above there. Support is 462.85 and then 458.40. All right. I know there's really not much. All right. There's not much in between here where you're dancing around and all the way down here. Okay. Like if you really want to put something on it, I would say you can go with that, 461.47, all right, and then 458.40 under there. IWM, what do we got going on, guys? You're literally just dancing down here in oversold territory on the hourly time frame, and where are you dancing on? Our demand zone, okay? So we got our 209.77 to 212.25 demand zone holding up right now. You can't get back above this hourly 9 EMA. Again, the short-term moving average, guys, watch your time frame by time frame. If you learn how to use them, if you learn how to use all the tools that I discussed in these videos, you can literally apply them to any time frame and they work the exact same on every single time frame, and boom. All right, but you're dancing around that level right now. Your resistance is going to be 214.79, 216.37, and then 217.72 if things get real crazy. If you come back into this demand zone, just expect buyers in between 209.77 and 212.25. All right. Again, hourly RSI is already oversold. So unless you're going to just, boom, flush right through this zone, you're probably going to find buyers in here. Okay. Or if you gap down under it, you're probably coming down here like that. Like that. All right. You're already oversold. So you probably don't get that action intraday. You probably just hit it with the gap down if you're going to see continuation down, because the hourly RSI is already oversold. So that's that. DIA, what do we got going on, guys? I don't really like DIA, but I will continuously cover it over here. Same concept, all right? You're dancing around that daily 9. Now that you're underneath it, you have to reclaim it. And that's why I say expect freaking sellers there. If we test it on SPY and QQ, just expect them. It is literally where they pop up every single time. The opposing side is always going to start stepping up over there. All right, that is that. Support 408.71, 406.02. Resistance 412.01, 413.86 to 416.30. Moving over here to Mr. VIX, guys, you are at the bottom of your heavily traded zone here. We called out this over here. You had your 15-minute RSI being oversold. And now we have that same exact look. So do not be surprised if VIX starts spiking from down here and we start seeing SPY and QQ pull back. That would not be a surprise to me. Okay? But at the end of the day, I will remind everyone what we talked about in the previous video, guys. All right. VIX was all the way up here. This hourly RSI typically doesn't go higher than that. All right. And even when you absolutely exploded over here, you had 100% freaking rip one day. All right. You still saw the the hourly RSI over here, putting that bearish divergence. It didn't go past that. All right. So we're at least looking for this crush before it makes another spike. And then on that spike, we were looking for a bearish divergence to be put in. And then that was going to be the end of VIX, and we were going to see a VIX crush. Guys, we didn't get that move past the high. We did see the VIX crush. All right. We saw that what we were looking for. All right. I was looking for a 10 to 20% crush from there. Well, guess what? We didn't move up past the high. I was telling everyone, hey, don't be worried here. Okay. Like we could get some more downside here. It's probably not going much lower with how things are shaping up. All right. Or we're going to get this bounce, and it's either going to be a dead cat bounce, or it's going to be, you're going to get over 557 over here, 557.32, get a daily close above there. And then it's not a dead cat bounce. We go up to the highs. But again, we had the setup to bounce. We just have to wait and see, is this bounce here going to be a dead cat bounce or not? We don't know. All right. We really don't know. And we're just going to have to wait and find out. And I know that frustrates people. But, if you're not new to the market, then that is exactly how it works. And if you are, holding that belief there, that, you know, you got to always know what happens in the market. Okay. And like, you're bad if you don't, then I'm going to call you a noob. I'm going to say, you just don't know yet, because that's not how things work. And if you want to, you know, you want to take your bets like that, that's fine. It's just not it's not going to work. But yeah, guys, all right, you're holding up right here at 1936. If you fall under here, just expect a retest of this daily 9 EMA. You're probably going to get buyers over here on VIX stepping up if you retest that. All right, just like over here, you got above it, came down and retest it. You went again, came back to retest it. All right, so, you know, if VIX is going to have some legs here, probably going to come down and test that. So we'll see. We'll see. Moving on to Tesla. All right. So as I already mentioned before, Tesla, holy sweet baby Jesus, you're a thing of beauty today. Yes, you are up 7% on the day. Is kind of insane. Well, you were earlier. Now you're only up about 6%. It's insane. You did get very close to our 0.618 fib. What I care about, though, is you've hit all these TPs. All right. So you hit 233.09, which was my final target over here on Tesla for this, you know, this breakout right here. You could start consolidating, or you push a little further. I think you're probably going to push a little further. Maybe tomorrow you get another gap up. And then from here, you probably get some sort of consolidation going on there, or you're going to see a full on, you know, thing like that and then do that. Or you just really just bust straight up and you hit it with another one of these where you literally just keep getting these massive days back to back to back to back, and you just keep going. We're going to have to see Tesla's an absolute monster, which is why this was top watch when it was setting up. And, you know, guys, it's not top watch anymore. We have a new one. All right, so let's talk about it. Amazon. All right, so you just broke out from this downtrend. This downtrend has taken 2 months to develop here. You've just broken out, just like Tesla over there, except I would argue this thing's probably this thing's more set up than Tesla over there. All right, 2 months of downtrend, fresh breakout today. Just got to see a daily close above it. You do not want to see a big fat upper wick here. You don't want to fade this candlestick. That would not be a good look. All right, it can happen, but it again would not be a good look. Resistance is going to be 178.90 above there. We have 181.22, 184.75, and then 188.65. I think, you know, 184.75. It's right in the middle there. That's going to be my, you know, my target here for this little push before a pullback. That is what I think, you know, how I think this is going to shape up. But we're going to have to see, right? You know, this is one of the things that's going to definitely be moving with the market. So we're going to have to see how the market goes. We saw how Tesla just kind of exploded without the market. This can do it. All right. On this day right here, it was definitely showing strength without the market, which is why, you know, relative strength over here is on Amazon. It wants to run. All right. It wants to run. Support is going to be 176.80 under there, 173.87, but I don't think we're going to be revisiting down there. You bounce perfectly off that golden pocket, and now you're back up. All right. Now, other top watch. We had 3 top watches going into this week. It was Tesla, Amazon, and Goog. All right. Why? Why Goog? Because Goog, if you take out this low here, daily RSI is either going to be oversold, just oversold, or you're going to have an oversold RSI and a daily bullish divergence. Both of those, you know, are good to me. All right. You buy 2 to 3 months out, you're probably definitely catching, you know, at least a $5 to $10 bounce in the short term that you could take advantage of. And if you have time, you're not going to suffer the theta if it decides to dance around. That was the idea over here on Goog. All right. Because we did break under that 0.786 fib. And now, you know, I'd say 156.60 is likely. And that's why I say caution on the indices. I know we got some bullish setups here. We got Tesla and Amazon we're watching. But hey, all right, at the end of the day, buying QQ, they started breaking down. And this bounce very well could just be a dead cat bounce. You see how, you know, Google over here is also underneath that daily 9. Well, what happens if you come up and test, you know, 163.08 and that daily 9? You're probably getting rejection there. So, like, we have a lot of things across the board that have that set up. All right. But yeah, Google, guys, 159.53. That is your current resistance. And then 163.08 above there. And support 156.60, 152.77 under there. I'm not saying you get all the way down there, but underneath here, I'm looking for in between here and here, major bottom. I think is going to be put in for a move like that. All right, so that's Goog for you. Coming over here to Apple. Apple, guys, hit it with the hammer candlestick yesterday, and you are getting that continuation today because buyers started taking control today. We will see how the daily candle closes, but Same exact concept I was just talking about, guys. You got underneath your short-term moving average, your daily 9 that I watch here on this channel, and you are getting a rejection right there. All right, so resistance is going to be 223.90 and 227.48 above there. But again, you know, it really does come down to you have to reclaim this freaking short-term moving average, or you're not going anywhere. You're just going to dance around here and go lower. That's that. All right, support 221.78. Under there, 217.48. Microsoft, what do we got going on? All right. I'm actually going to point out you still kind of had this bull flag kind of look to you. And honestly, this thing ain't looking bad to me at all. Why? Because you are pulling back in a slow and controlled manner over here to the golden pocket. So, you know, you come down for one day, you probably put in a hammer candlestick or something. And then, yeah, I could see it. All right. I could see it. I think we had something like that over here. Hammer candlestick right to the 0.618 fib, and then you went off. You know, I could very much so say, I'm going to put an alert right here just so I know about it when it's actually happening. Resistance 413, 417, 27, 421, 78. Support 404.51. You're watching that 401.30, 0.618 fib right there, and then 397.47 under there. All right, we already went over Tesla. We're not going to talk about it. Meta. All right, same thing. You're, you know, finding sellers over here at your daily 9 EMA. If you start pushing up to 523.86 to 531.49, expect sellers there. I really would say this is something that, you know, there's not much to talk about. There's not much to, you know, touch on here. I just wouldn't personally be trading it. And of course, everything on this channel is not financial advice. It is all just my personal opinion. But, you know, out of all the other guys, we got Microsoft not, you know, that's setting up. You have Amazon clearly setting up. You have Tesla, who already just did. We played that guy. You got Google also, you know, setting up for that dip buy there. I'd say Apple and Meta are probably the worst things to be focused on out of these FANG stocks. I don't see the setup here, and I'll just be blatantly clear about that. Spec sellers up here. Support is 514.95, 510, and then 502.56 under there. All right, so that was that. We're going to go over these semiconductors here, guys. All right. You started to break it down. This is now your supply zone. You're rejecting that supply zone. That is something to be noted here. Underneath here, you're coming down to this golden pocket, and it looks pretty clear that you're going to be coming down into that golden pocket. All right. You had a bullish pattern break down. You're probably coming down to the next obvious point of, you know, where buyers should start stepping in, which in my system is going to be the golden pocket. So that's that. Between 210 and 219, we're looking for buyers to start stepping in over here. You do have the 4-hour RSI already sitting down there. So, you know, I'm not saying you don't make a new low over here. I'm just saying you are probably going to get buyers stepping over here. And we have Avgo earnings. All right. So we're going to jump forward to Avgo. Rejecting 156.40 resistance for the second day in a row. And then, you know, getting bought up off of your 150.10 support. All right. Clear trade idea 2 days in a row worked out. All right. Buy 150.10. Sell 156.40. Boom. But yeah, above 156.40, we have 161.33. Underneath 150.10, we have the golden pocket, which is going to be near 143.82 support. Now, we have earnings after the bell today. This thing will probably be moving the market. Why? Because this thing can move the rest of the chips, and we know the chips can move the market. Hashtag NVDA. There we go. That's all I'm going to say over here on Avgo. You do have that, you know, ugly looking downtrend that I pointed out here. It's, you know, not the cleanest looking thing, but it's there. Regardless, you know, you got something there. I don't think it looks the worst, but it is going to come down to these earnings. I am bullish biased on these earnings. And yeah, that is that. AMD, this is one that I'm not going to say is looking the best. I would say you look like you're going to come back down into the golden pocket. You're definitely looking weak. Resistance is going to be 145.20, and then support is 136.32. That's that. SMCI, I'm also going to say it's not looking the best. You are, you know, I think it's your second day holding that, you know, golden pocket there. Regardless, you're kind of just walking, you're going to walk down here. It looks like you're probably going to have a spill down at some point. But again, Avgo earnings, these are going to be moving the chips. I don't know how that thing's going to play out, but I can almost guarantee all of these chip names are going to be moving with Avgo. So if Avgo tanks, SMCI is coming down here. If Avgo doesn't tank, SMCI is coming back up here. It's one or the other, right? So it's either going to 480 or it's coming back down to 357. TSM, same thing, but resistance 162. I'm going to change this, all right? Here we go, and we'll take off these trend lines there. There we go. All right, we'll take that off just to be clean. All right, resistance is 165.04, 167.67, 171.54. Support is going to be yesterday's low, 158.95, and 154.52 under there. MU, all right. Yeah, I know you're bouncing here, but at the end of the day, you broke under the 0.786 fib. You're probably revisiting 84.91. Boom. All right. ARM bouncing off 118.50 support right there. Like these are, ARM is honestly been so clean. I can't believe I haven't been trading this guy. ARM bouncing off 118.50 support. Expect sellers up at 125.98 resistance. Boom. QCOM. Again, it looks like it's coming down to that golden pocket there, and I will, I'll look for an opportunity over here. But I don't think it's a great idea right here to be buying when it's just right underneath your resistance and rejecting clears. They're rejecting that resistance and you're underneath that daily 9 and you haven't even came down and tapped that golden pocket yet. This is where you want it. And if not, if you break under 156.34 support, then you want it all the way down here. Boom, 151.39. Bitcoin, how we looking, guys? Not the best. Not the best. We did put in that, bullish candlestick yesterday. I did say if we close that out like that, we probably do have a, short-term low being put in right here. Hey, we're going to have to see how that goes. I'm going to stick by that call. All right. Low very well could have been, off of that, hammer / pin bar candlestick we got going on there, off of 56.5K support. Resistance is 59.313, 61.809, 63.794 above there. Support, you're just watching this 0.618 fib at 55.5K. TSLA, but ugly, continuing to go lower. Coin, all right, also, not looking the best, but I do think downside is limited over here on coin. I'm looking for, you to just slightly undercut that low like you did over here. And then I think we're going to be putting in a low over here. Either you start basing out and then you start going up, or you just start moving up. MSTR. Second day finding buyers there at the 0.618 fib. Not looking terrible, but again, I just want to remind everyone, the only thing I'm looking for over here is a move from here up into 129.22. All right, so like if you can go up there, you're probably going to get sellers. Same concept we talked about earlier. Underneath that daily 9, you have your resistance aligning with there. That's where you broke down from. Expect sellers there. All right. Mara. Holy butt ugly. You are breaking under 1475, guys. You are coming down to 1366 over here on Mara. That is ugly. All right. That is ugly, but that's what I'm seeing. You're coming down to 1366. All right, guys, let's just talk about some things that I am watching here. TLT, guys, I'm watching on this pullback here. I'm going to put an alert right here. If I see it, I'm going to probably do something about that. You just broke out yesterday. I know it's not looking good today, but you probably are at least taking out this high and then pushing up to 157. This pullback, I think, is going to turn into a buying opportunity over here on TLT in the short term. I think into next week, you'll probably start pushing back up here. Just the structure of this thing, guys, bullish on the pullback. There's nothing else to say about it. All right, next one we're watching, TGT, Target. Why are we watching Target? Well, Target found buyers over here. I like that. That was my buy zone. All right, I got my alert right here over at the 0.618 fib, golden pocket. It'll be a downtrend test, support test, golden pocket test. It'll be good down there. All right, it will be, we got the confluence. Hourly RSI is already oversold. So if you come back down into here, it probably doesn't spend a lot of time in there. That is where I'm interested in it. I'm just going to set another alert from right here. There we go. But honestly, Target's not looking bad at all. On this pullback, it's not looking good in the short term, but, on this pullback for a swing trade, Guys, the thing just had a big move out of this downtrend. It probably is going to find a higher low over here and then continuing back into this golden pocket at 162, 163. All right. That's what I got for you today. I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their day. I see the market is pulling back here quite a bit. All right. So that is, why I was saying I'm going to record this video early today. I don't see much change in here. We'll just talk about the levels. And if you come into here, look for sellers. It doesn't have to be complicated, guys. Keep the market simple. And with that being said, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like on the video so we can push it out to more people so the YouTube algorithm can see it, that it's not a terrible video. And with that being said, catch you all in the next one. Peace.